I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly, Eagles fly, you on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly, the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season head, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? That's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. That is Philly, the podcast, bro. We are 3-0. The Philadelphia Eagles are 3-0. I'm hype. I am happy. I am ecstatic. I am elated. The Eagles look real good, man. Look, I'm gonna start this off because I saw the comment. I don't know why Restream didn't pick it up, but shout out to Yoda Black. He said, "Jalen, I'm sorry." Then continue. It's not that hard. I will say I'm sorry to Jalen. I don't feel like I was that negative. I don't feel like I was saying it could never happen. I just felt like I was very critical of the man. I'm gonna say I'm sorry to Jalen. I'm gonna say I'm sorry to Mama Hurts. I did not give enough faith. I did not put enough faith in what you guys could do. And I am so proud to have you as our quarterback, man. Yesterday was a very, very good feeling. The Eagles go out there and destroy Carson Wentz and destroy Washington Commanders. It was a beautiful feeling. It's something that we all wanted, but we didn't want to put too much weight on it, right? We all felt like Washington was a good team. We felt a bad team, excuse me. We didn't feel like on paper we should struggle against them. But in the back of my mind, I'm going to be 100% honest. I knew that with all the emotion behind this game, there was going to be a little bit of a low point. And I feel like coming out in the beginning, you saw Jalen Hurts 1 of 5, right? You saw Jalen Hurts kind of trying to get into his rhythm. But once he did, it was just masterful. We'll talk about the second half. I'm sure people want to talk about that. We'll talk about this defense and finally kind of doing what we expected them to do. But, man, I'm just happy. I'm just happy. Obviously, tonight we get to see the Cowboys and the Giants play. And actually, Jason Peters is going to make his debut for the Cowboys. He's going to be playing guard. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Shout out to everybody already in the chat. I have not gone live in so long. I miss you guys. We're actually going to get let me make sure this is still working. We're actually going to get a hurricane today in Tampa. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go live before everything goes crazy. Shout out to Nina. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough out here. But what up, everybody in the chat? Yoda Black said, thank you. Rock Artist 3-0. It feels good. It feels good. What's going on, Nina? Checking in with the fam. King James. What's going on? What's going on? This is what I wanted to see from Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and be unrealistic. There are things that I want to see from Jalen Hurts still. I still want to see consistency, right? I still want to see him go out there and play a good game next week. I want to see that the next week and the next week. It's all about consistency and growth, but the jump that he had from year 1 to now is just ridiculous. And it's something that I realistically did not expect. And I was wrong for that. And I'm cool with being wrong. I said that plenty of times. I was okay with being wrong if it meant that the Eagles are going to be good. So I'm hyped. There's like, I mean, you know, look, I don't even blame Carson Wentz for how he performed. Like, our defense was on that boy. Our defense was on that man. Like, it was pretty. It was a beautiful game on both sides. You know, like I said, the second half, I do want to see this offense be a little bit more aggressive, but I think that's all it is. I'm not sitting here saying the Eagles can only score 30 points in one half and then the other half they do nothing. I just think that they're not being as aggressive, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Eagles Realist, what's going on? Life Crazy says them boys about to show out today, Joe. You baby, it's the Giants. I don't think either team is really that serious. I think it's gonna be funny, right? Because I've been seeing a lot of Cowboys fans saying, oh, the Giants are their opponents haven't won a game. You know, of course they're 2-0, blah, blah, blah. If you guys lose to this team and you guys start saying, oh, it's because they were 2-0, it's because they were 2-0. I'm gonna laugh. I have receipts and I'm gonna pull them all. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be like a tax. We're gonna do taxes. Oh, and shout out, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. I had this shirt for a while. At first it was a joke, but now I'm running with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts has been showing out. Obviously, Dak Prescott hasn't had the fair chance to show out, but it is what it is. Nina says you weren't that bad on Jalen. I've seen worse. I feel like I wasn't too bad. I feel like I was just honest. It is what it is. Saw your encounter with that. Yeah, Dan silly. Yeah, Dan is something else, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not gonna. I like Jacob Media. I really do. I like everything Jacob Media has except for him. But that's life, I guess, right? You can't have everything you want. You can't have everything you want. I don't understand how people are still upset though. Like I said, I'm not sitting here saying he's a top 5 guy. He's a franchise guy. Oh my God, I can't believe we got the best quarterback in the league. But the jump has been insane, and I'm not going to disregard that. And I'm definitely not going to, I don't want to give Dan Sileo any real light in this room. It is what it is. He has his, crowd, and good for him. I'm proud of him. But, and I'm a nobody, right? I'm a nobody to him. But at the end of the day, I don't understand how you can realistically be upset about what happened yesterday. And then, people are saying that he has secret love for Jalen Hurts, and he just says it for attention, which is even worse, in my opinion. I don't think that that's a good. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's no way that you can realistically look at this game and be upset. I just don't understand it. So it is what it is. He said, I'm on there. And you gotta be. Somebody gotta be. I don't understand how he has a job, but I don't want to keep talking about him. But what's going on, Daz Deals? What's going on? Life Crazy says, Joe, y'all beat a whack Wentz. Who have y'all beaten? Who have y'all beaten the Bengals? And the Bengals finally looking like they got their ish together. I'll give you that. And maybe that was a good win for you. I'll give you that. I'm not even going to disregard that win like you guys do with all our wins. Because that's all I've been hearing. I've been hearing, outside of the Vikings, everybody was trash. And the Vikings, Kirk Cousins doesn't play on Monday night. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I've never heard so many people that were so hype on their team after. If the Giants the Giants are, but if the Cowboys went 3-0, we would not hear the end of it, right? If the Cowboys were out there balling, we would not hear the end of it. Like, stop it. Stop it. What's going on, Bryce? What's going on? What's going on, Mitch? What's going on, brother? What's going on? I mean, it is what it is. I feel like if our opponents, if our division rivals are going to discredit, if they're going to discredit our victories, if they're going to discredit our wins, our plays, that's fine. It just sounds scared to me. It sounds like you're scared to me. It sounds like you're worried that the Eagles are going to be as real as they look. And if Jalen Hurts falls off a cliff out of nowhere, then we're going to address that as it comes. But right now, there's no way you can't say that Jalen Hurts looks like one of the top 5 guys in the NFL right now. I don't care if he's a running quarterback. I don't care if at the end of the day, he's making the passing plays that he needs to. And that's all you can ask from your quarterback. Nobody asked Josh Allen to stop running. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. Cowboys going to get curb stomped by the Eagles. Y'all ever saw, what was that movie that he did that? That always, like, every time somebody says that, it like paints it reminds me of that movie. And I just hate that movie because of that one part, but it was a good movie. But anyways, yeah, we should blow the Cowboys out. It'll be interesting to see if they get, Dak Prescott by that time. I know that they're kind of holding out hope that they will. So maybe they get the Dak Prescott and we get to see a good game. But if they're going with their backups, we should blow them out. Even if they have Dak Prescott, I don't think that they have enough offense to keep up with us. I think that that'll be a very interesting game. I think that'll be a very interesting game. I think that this game is going to be very interesting. Look, the Jaguars went out there and put on a damn show last night. So, not last night, but yesterday. So, I'm not discrediting anybody. I'm not counting anybody out. We got to play our roster. We got to play our schedule, So, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and discredit anybody. I discredited Jalen, right? I discredited Jalen. Look where that brought me. So I'm not discrediting any opponent. Not this year. Nope. You look back at the 2017 year, I didn't discredit any. I didn't have his channel at that point. I'm not gonna lie. But in that year, I was not negative. I don't want to say I was pessimistic, but I was just like, listen, we're gonna win. We're gonna go week by week, and I hope that this team pans out. I never really sat there and was like, this is a Super Bowl team, and I'm gonna try and not do the same thing with this team, and just win 1 week at a time. Just win every game every week. It's a 17, Fran Duffy, we had him on last week, and he said it's a 17, game season. Says every game is a season in itself. It's 17 seasons in itself. It's just you got to play every week differently, and you have to try and go out there and win. So I'm hyped. I think that we got a good team, man, and we'll see what happens. What's going on, Kev? He says, looks like Lamar and Jalen both getting that bag. That's a good question. Should we go ahead and pay Jalen Hurts now? I see a lot of people talking about it. I see a lot of people, bringing it up now. Is Jalen Hurts, like, how much would you pay him? Right? Because you're looking in that probably 35 plus at least. You're looking 35 plus at the very, very least. Are you paying that? I don't know if I'm doing that right now, but at the same time, it seems like Lamar's not going to get his payday till the end of the season. So I don't feel like we have the only risk that I'm worried about is that he does get paid early, and now we have a market that's already set for us, and it's a high price, right? That's my biggest worry. But if he's not going to get paid, you know, it is what it is. Can't pay him till the end of the season. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that. He's a second round pick. I totally forgot about that. But I mean, would you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, would you? I guess it's still a question. Like, has he played to that potential? We're on the same boat, Joe. We need to win tonight and switch. We will. Look, at the end of the day, if we lost yesterday, I would have worried about this game, but I don't really care who wins. I personally wouldn't mind seeing the Giants win. I think that'll be funny because I don't think the Giants are good, and I think the Cowboys are a little bit too high on themselves right now. Even think that they're in the conversation of the NFC East, but it is what it is. We'll see. I hope they get back up Dak. But yeah, I hope they do get Dak back. I do hope they get Dak back. I want to beat them at full health. Because I know if we beat them at full health, we're gonna get the he was just getting into his groove. You know, they're gonna make an excuse no matter what. It doesn't matter what happens. Let me put that here. Pay him, Joe. Learn from the mistake Dallas made. We paid late and paid too much for Dak. He keeps playing like this, I have no issue to put. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely don't. If he keeps playing like this, there's no reason to not want to pay the kid. I mean, look, I understand that. I understand the I don't like the word narrative, but like the stereotype, I guess is a good way of putting it. The stereotype behind a running quarterback. I understand that. I get that scares some people, but realistically, he's making the throws. He's making the throws. We're able to attack the field. We're able to utilize all of our players, and that's all you need. That's all you need, and especially if that's going to come at a discount because he's not your conventional type of franchise quarterback. So I'm down to pay him. I'm down to pay him, you know, as long as he continues this up, as long as he stays good, as long as he stays, you know, improving on what he needs to improve and just being able to play with this team and lead this team. But he's done everything off the field that I need to see. He's starting to do everything on the field that I need to see. There's no reason not to pay the kid, in my opinion. I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting once that time comes and how much we're going to have to pay him. You know, next year, I think we have like $35 million in cap space. Obviously, he's not going to get that whole thing, right? He's not going to get every dime of that, but he might end up getting a nice chunk of that. And how much of a percentage do you want to give up to your quarterback? That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Am I leaving for this storm? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going. My girlfriend is the real boss. If she tells me we gotta go, we gotta go. I've been talking to my boss, so I think we're gonna stick to. We were gonna do some different things with our you know, content and our interviews, but I think we're gonna stick to the same just to kind of stay safe with the internet and everything. But if my girl tells me we going somewhere, I mean, right as we going somewhere, that's, you know, I think that will be straight. She doesn't seem too worried about it. We'll see. We're very far inland, so. Hopefully we don't get affected too much. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 20 plus people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. I have not done live streams in so long, man, and I appreciate everybody that tunes in because I know this is so random. This is so random. I used to go live every single day, but life has gotten crazy. Look, if I don't lose power over this week, maybe I'll have a little bit more time, but between school, work, and everything has just been crazy. And speaking of work, man, if you guys don't know, it would really, really mean a lot to me if you guys went out and checked the Fanfield podcast. It's fanfield.io. I run their podcast. I interview a bunch of athletes. You know, we've had Adrian Peterson, we've had Dante Hall. I got one with Michael Vick coming out very soon. And it would just mean a lot to me if you guys went and supported them, you know, because it helps me out. That is my new job. But yeah, shameless plug, you know. Nah, Joe, y'all gonna have to pay the man 40 plus. We might, you know, we might. I mean, I don't know. We might. I hope he takes some type of form of a discount just because we believed in him. I know that that's not really realistic because there's going to be a lot of teams that want to pay him. We'll see what happens. I have faith in Howie Roseman that he's going to get the best deal done for us. I don't think that he'll get, you know, I don't think he'll come out on the wrong end of it. I think the Eagles will be fine. So that it's gonna suck. At the end of the day, paying a quarterback in this league sucks. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see what happens. Zeta says your new gig is going well. I see elbow cough. Yeah, they just gave out $1,000 Ticketmaster gift card. Shout out to the winner of that. I forget their name, but $1,000 Ticketmaster gift card. Yeah, definitely go look up fanfield.io. They're doing some crazy things. I'm gonna actually put the link to the latest video we did in the comments. It comes out at 12 o'clock, so it comes out in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick if y'all don't mind. Bong. Yeah, I just put it in the chat. So if you guys want to go check out fanfield.io, it's really dope, man. We got a lot of artists, a lot of athletes signed on, and we do like AMAs every week on Twitter. So you can ask whatever you want to ask. I had Mojo Rawley. If any of you guys watch football, excuse me, wrestling, he was on last week. He's a really cool dude. We still talking everything. We're probably gonna have him on again, but we have everybody on. You can just ask whoever you can ask whatever you want. We gotta have Dante. We gotta have all these people, and you can just ask them whatever you want. So definitely go check it out. Y'all know how I do with my interviews. Y'all know I love doing interviews. You know that's like really kind of my thing. So hey, let's get it. Spike 23 says you finally a believer. I am, man. Jalen Hurts, I never felt like I was bashing him. I truly didn't feel like that. And, I know sometimes it may have came off like that to some people. And I get it. I get that some people are going to take what I say differently. It is what it is. I never felt like I was bashing him. I just felt like I was being honest about what he had to improve upon. And I'm going to be real with you now. I still feel like there's things he needs to improve upon. I'm never going to go into a game and say, oh, Jalen Hurts figured it all out. He's good. No, every week I feel is going to pose a different and unique challenge for him. And I'm excited, and I'm far more confident than I was last year in him defeating those challenges. So I am a believer. In that sense of the word, I am a believer, Spike, and I'm cool with saying that. He made me a believer. So far, so good. One game at a time. Exactly, Nigel. Exactly. You just got to play it one game at a time. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. He has to continuously understand that he's still auditioning, no matter how you want to look at it. Every week is an audition for especially starting quarterbacks looking for that second contract. You have one bad week. It's very easy to gain momentum. It's very easy to keep momentum and gain momentum. It's very hard to regain that momentum when you make a slip. So, you never know. He can go out there and have a terrible game, and a lot of people start talking about him differently. And then the question becomes, what do you do towards that? A quote that I heard one time is, I think it was from Steve Harvey, if I'm not mistaken, but he was like, I think he said 10% of life is what it happens to you, and then 90% is what you do about it. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jalen Hurts, faces adversity and faces struggles, in the game, because he's going to face that. It's going to happen. But he's just got to handle it properly. And I have confidence that he will. What's going on, Texas Eagle? Spike says all QBs in the NFL need to improve, trust the growth. He's a dog and wants to be great. Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that he's, not going to. I'm just saying, he has to continue every game. It's going to be a new challenge, and he has to continue to get better. I have faith that he will, which is a far cry from where I was last year. I didn't know if he could be that guy. Now I have a lot more faith that he can. Texas Eagle says, if you had to do it today, would you pay him? And that's what we were talking about. I probably would. Texas Eagle, I'm going to give you a mod real quick. I probably would. It comes down to what the price is and everything like that. But we've seen such growth from him. We've seen, from year to year, him getting better, even all the way back to college, right? We've seen improvement from him. So I want to bet on the upside, but we did that with Carson too. We bet on the upside with Carson and signed him very early. I know a very different situation, but I think we should. I think if we had the opportunity, I think we would. I think at the end of the year, I think he will be a Philadelphia Eagle long term. I do believe that. I think that the Eagles will try to lock him up for 4 or 5 years. and see what happens with his growth, man. Because I think that at the very worst, you can continue to grow and build a team around him. If you can get a dominant defense like James Bradbury, we talk about Jalen Hurts a lot. I would love to see something pop up that the Eagles sign, James Bradbury to like a 2-year extension. I would love to see that. I think that James Bradbury has been so underrated. So that's a guy I would love to see coming back to the Eagles next year, because he is on a 1-year deal. I mean, look, Steven Nelson did well, right? Steven Nelson did well, but the difference is night and day. And again, I don't want to act like, Steven Nelson didn't do good. I thought he was good. I was okay with him coming back. James Bradbury has played out of his mind. So, I love it. I love it. I'll be in Houston at the Thursday night Texans-Eagles game. Can't wait. That'll be a good game. Isn't he from Houston? Jalen Hurts is from Houston, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be interesting. I wouldn't pay him until next season. We tend to get burned with paying QBs early. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it depends. It really depends on the price. If you're looking at it and you're like, hey, we could probably save like $5 or $6 million per year this year if we just sign him this year, I might take that shot. We've shown that if we have to eat dead money, we will do it, and we will, get back on our feet. So at the end of the day, we have draft picks. I'm sure that we're going to keep on hoarding draft picks. So I don't think that paying big money to a quarterback will burn you as much as it would have with Carson Wentz. And we saw how we got out of that, because we were in cap hell at that point, and then you add on the Carson Wentz, and then we were able to kind of turn it all around and within like a year. So I don't know, man. I have faith in the Eagles. Spike says, yes, you got to pay him. Antisocial programming. If you wait, the price only goes up. Ask the Ravens. Facts. And that's the thing. I don't know if I really, feel comfortable waiting for the Ravens to make their decision, because if they pay him out the wazoo and, Jalen Hurts ends up having an either better season or a comparable season, Jalen Hurts and his agent, I believe it's Nicole Lynn is his agent. They're going to walk into that building like, listen, Howie, you got a young man right here, that's comparable to somebody that's, older. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is older than I don't know. I get a little bit nervous about that. Texas QBs tend to do well in the NFL. What are other Texas quarterbacks? What are some other ones? What are some other Texas quarterbacks? With the 2 first rounders coming up, we can keep adding to this team Super Bowls within the next couple of years. I agree. I think that, look, I said it going into this year that this wasn't the year that I was going to sit here and go crazy about a Super Bowl. This wasn't the year I was going to sit here and say, it's time to, this is all in or not. As the weeks go, and as I start to see how, I don't want to say weak, but there's a lot of parity. There's a lot more parity than a lot of people thought. Everybody thought that the AFC was just going to be blowing folks out. I think that they're not that much better than the NFC. I think that there's comparable teams. I think that we can beat almost any team on any given day. And I feel good about our team. So as the time goes, I feel more confident that we can make a nice little push in the playoffs. But that's the craziest part of all this. This isn't the year that we have to make it happen. This isn't the year that needs to, we need to go out there and win. This is the year that we were supposed to continue building, continue growth, see what Jalen Hurts is. We might be another year ahead of schedule. I don't know. We're like 10 years ahead of schedule at this point. Like, it's kind of crazy. Is Mahomes from Texas? I know he played at Texas Tech, right? I didn't know Mahomes was from Texas. Foles is from Texas. Yeah, that's true. Foles and Breeze, yeah, same high school. True. That's facts. Does an MVP guarantee the contract or multiple playoff wins? If he gets an MVP, you have to. Because, the NBA, the NFL is not like the NBA. Well, I guess the NBA, you got to have a great team too. But the NFL, you have to be on a winning team to get the MVP. So, that kind of checks both boxes. But if he gets the MVP, there's no way that the Eagles move on from him. If he gets the MVP, there's no way. If he gets multiple playoff wins, there's no way, in my opinion, that they move on from him. So I think both of those lock it up. I think that if we're able to win 12, 11, 13 games, somewhere around there, I don't know why I counted like that, but if we're able to win anywhere between like 11 and 13 games and we win a playoff game, I think that, I think that Jalen Hurts is fine. And if we don't win a playoff game, depending on why we lose that game, I think he'll still be fine. Unless he just like totally breaks down towards the end of the year, I think he's already they already like him, man. Breeze, Foles, Murray's from Texas too. I didn't know that. 12 games you think locks it up, Curl Green? Andrew Luck is from Texas. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I guess, when I'm thinking of how he sounds, yeah, I know Hurts is from Houston. It's going to cost $40 million plus a year. That's the market price now. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we should. Oh, Infamous in here. I didn't expect Infamous to show face. What's good, dog? What's good? What's up with Carson, bro? Carson not looking good, man. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I just got the. Yeah, that looks good. I just got the actual like printout of who we're going to be interviewing today this week. So I got Elijah Anderson. He's an offensive lineman from Western Michigan. And then I got Cassidy Woods, University of Northern Colorado. And then I got Quian Williams he's a wide receiver from the University of Buffalo. So that's going to be all the Twitter spaces for FanFil. So if you guys want to come in, ask them any questions, feel free. Yeah, today is going to be the first one with Elijah Anderson. We're going to do that at 6 o'clock. So like I said, go follow FanFil, man, at fanfil.io. You can literally hop in the Twitter space and ask whatever you want. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Did he apologize to Hurts? I'm not apologizing. I'll apologize to y'all for making y'all feel like I doubted him or something. It's not that I doubted him. I was honest about where he was in his progression. Come on now. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Carson did great for Philly. Yeah, and that's why I said next game when we're in Philly, I'm going to give him a golf clap. I'm going to give him a 5-minute just. I appreciate what you did, big dog. I appreciate what you did for us, big dog. But after that, it's a wrap. After that, it's a wrap. Nah, you good, Jabril. You good. Now, I did come in here saying off rip, like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't give him enough credit. I didn't give him enough rope, to be honest. I probably didn't give him enough rope. And that's my fault. I was a little bit, I was scorned. I was still hurt by Carson Wentz. I was going to see what happened, where he led me, and he led me to the water. And I'm going to drink now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drink from the Kool-Aid of Hurts. I am drinking the Hurts Kool-Aid. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. Show Nuff, my dog, the best name on YouTube. Show Nuff, I haven't seen you in a grip. I haven't seen a lot of y'all in a grip, man. I miss y'all. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to put out a lot of lives. But I promise you, I'm going to try and get better at it. I promise you. But what's going on, Show Nuff? Burrow's O-line sucks. Not Burrow's fault. Wentz O-line sucks. It's not Wentz's fault. Yeah, I actually said I don't put this on Wentz. Our defense was disgusting, man. And that offensive line didn't hold anything. They didn't hold water. It was bad. So I really can't put it on Wentz, but it felt good. It felt very good. Everyone knew he worked hard, just didn't translate. That's 100% true, Dank. That's 100% true, Dank. I'm gonna pull that up because that's probably the realest thing in the world. I'll say I was one of those people. I was probably the main people, and that's why it probably sounded like it was hating, because I knew he was out there working hard, but I just needed to see it translate to the field. And again, there's things I want to see Jalen get better at. I want to see his throwing motion get a little bit faster. I want to see, him get the ball out a little bit quicker. But other than that, I'm good. I'm good with what I got. Just, slowly get better. I'm cool with that. Hard to win when Cheeseman and Wild Goose are playing. Yeah, they had some crazy names. Jahan Dotson, I know he didn't do much. I know Jahan Dotson didn't do much in that game, but it hurt just watching him on that other side, man. Jahan Dotson is going to be a dog in this league. I love that guy. What's going on, Midwest Eagles fan? What's going on, baby? Everything I question about Jalen, he's answered. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. The only thing I'll say is I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking that throw motion. I would love to see that get a little bit faster. That's the only thing. Because we do a lot of screens. So that's going to bite you in the butt sometimes. When you're trying to get the ball out quick, it's going to bite you in the butt sometimes if you have a slower throwing motion. But he's made do. he's made do. So I'm not gonna stress it too much. Hurts threw a good game, but that Smith catch, he did not get both feet down. Hey, if they ain't called it back, you know what I'm saying? If the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's all I know. But you're right. It's crazy. So talking about Hurts to Devontae Smith. So I don't know if you guys read this, but on the last play, I guess the last play of the first half, I want to say it was that last touchdown to Devontae Smith. He called that play. Jalen Hurts called that play. He said that time was running down. They didn't have enough time to get with the coach, so he called that play. I mean, that's a damn leader. Excuse my language, but that's a freaking leader right there, man. That's who I want on my a guy that's gonna say I'm gonna dial up my number because I trust my guy. That's a damn leader right there. You know, obviously, if it wouldn't have been a touchdown, we probably wouldn't have been talking about it. But man, that's a damn leader right there, and I love it. It took Allen about 3 seasons to progress where he is now. Hurts 20 games to where he is now. And I'm not even gonna say it took him 3 seasons. I'm gonna say it took him a real number one wide receiver. And I think that we saw in hindsight now, right? I think that in hindsight we saw the improvement because of adding Devontae Smith. Now you added, and I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts. He himself has improved, but then you add a AJ Brown, and it's making the game so much easier for him. It's all about trusting the guys that are out there, and I think that he can finally do that. Also, I'll honestly say wide receivers were not getting open. They were just beating us at the catch point. It's a fact. That's a fact. Hurts won't convince me until you play a contender. I respect that. That's okay with me. I'm good with that. That means that you acknowledge that you guys aren't even close to a contender. I'll take that. It wasn't a catch, but it was. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't, but it was. It was beautiful. Jalen pulls of Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. Imagine him doing the Philly special, man. He might just run that bad boy in. I know everybody plays Madden, right? Sometimes you got to do the fake Philly special and just run that bit in. That's what Jalen might do. Seeing Jalen let it go downfield was great. Facts. You play who's on the schedule. Exactly. That's why it is what it is. I ain't really too worried about it. Steelers were 8-0 at one point, but they also played nobodies. All I'm trying to say. Hey, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Right now is all we can really talk about, and right now he's looking great. Right now, Jalen Hurts has played outside of his mind, man. I don't think anybody thinks that scoring 24 points every first half is realistic. I don't think that that's something that you think can happen every game in the season, but he's done it already. He's done it so far, so until he stops doing that, it's almost like I'm going to expect that. I'm going to expect us to start off fast. And there's been so many teams, so many Philadelphia Eagles teams that start off so slow. We have to cherish this. We have to enjoy this. This team starts off hella fast, and I love it. The end kind of, we could talk about that. But nobody's bringing it up. So if y'all don't want to talk about the ending, y'all don't want to talk about second half, if y'all not worried about it, I'm not worried about it. If y'all like it, I love it. I don't care. Right now, the best quarterback in the NFC East. But if I had to choice, I would not take Wentz to build a team. Nah, bro. You're wilding. Boy, I've done the Philly special multiple times about it. You got to. Honestly, how many contenders in the NFC realistically, other than the Bucks and Green Bay, and the Vikings smoked the Green? Yeah, it's weird. It's been a weird first couple weeks. I think that a lot of teams are suffering from lack of continuity. I think the lack of a real preseason for a lot of teams is kind of hurting their continuity. I mean, because no team really looks that great. If I'm being honest, outside of the Eagles, I mean, who else? Who else has played 3 games consistently looking great? And we haven't even looked consistently great. Obviously, the second half of the almost every game, it's kind of been iffy. But, you know, we probably looked the best out of all teams. Just most consistent, at least I say. Are you worried we don't have any real contenders on our schedule? I can see us getting 10+ wins, and every saying the team still isn't good because of the soft schedule. I agree with that, Nigel. I don't want to say I'm concerned about it. I won't say I'm concerned about it. What I will say is that it's a possibility that this team will not be as good as our record maybe indicates. But, you know, it is what it is. You play who's in front of you. Maybe it helps you. Maybe it kind of gets you going and you just get hot at the right time. And it's just, you know, a lot of momentum builds up throughout the season and you're just able to kind of keep that going through the playoffs. But I agree. I mean, there are some teams that will test you. And honestly, the Vikings should have been one of those teams. I mean, if we're being 100% honest. So you passed one test. I had a lot of people telling me the Vikings were going to blow us out. So people talk in hindsight. That's what they do. They say, oh, now that you blew them out, they're no longer good. But at the end of the day, a lot of people were very high on the Vikings. They were very high on the Vikings. Jags are actually good. So can we get his respect for at least getting get back on them? I mean, yeah, I'll give him that. He got his revenge against the Jaguars. We'll see what happens with the Jaguars. Doug got them boys playing. I will give him that. We have to be consistent, full game, not just in the first half. I agree. And that's a question mark. That's a question because it's like, are we doing that because we're getting very unaggressive? And I think that's what we're doing. I think we're just taking the foot off the pedal, not calling as aggressive of a playbook, and it's showing on the field. But also, do you look at Miles Sanders and say maybe he's not the guy to get the job done in the second half? Maybe we need a bruiser. Maybe we need a Jordan Howard-esque guy that just kind of falls forward for 3 or 4 yards every play. So I think there's a lot of question marks around that. Jalen went into hyperbolic time chamber and now is throwing dots with ease. And by the way, he has trucking capacity of Derrick Henry. Jalen is a mutant, bro. When he literally carried like 3 players for like 4 yards, I think it was against the Vikings. That was just crazy. That was just insane. We keep talking this contender BS. It's looking like Hurts is the contender. Facts. Hurts is, if he keeps being who he is right now, there's no way that people can, really hate on his progression. He's gotten a lot better. And I'm one of those people that was very critical of him. So I feel like to get me saying this means something. It means something, right? The schedule is decided already. It's decided 4 years in advance. Yeah, it's now we can't do anything about it. We need to get a closer back. I kind of agree with that. We didn't really have much contenders on our Super Bowl run. I mean, yeah, and some of our close games were like the Giants, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of thinking early on in that game against Washington, it might have been that type of game, like a close, nail-biter game that we have to show that we got to come back. We're going to be tested. We're going to be tested. At the end of the day, the Eagles aren't going to go through that. I mean, I would love if they did, but I doubt that the Eagles are going to go through the schedule and just blow everybody out in the first half and not have to worry about their second half. At some point, there's going to be close games. There's going to be games that we might lose that, we look back and say we can learn from this and we have to get better at this. So, it's just all about how we react to those, tests. Hurts has top 5 O-line, top 5 receiving core, top 5 rushing team, top 5 D-line, top 10 secondary. You can't fail. That's not true. I've seen some players fail with all that. I've definitely seen some players fail with all that. I read that. Facts. Funny how the Vikings sucked one. Exactly. You can't pay these people no mind. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 30 plus people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family, man. We're going to try and come back to these lives. We're going to try and, get back to, I miss y'all. I really do actually miss y'all. Like, it's been too long. Hurts is playing amazing. He really is. I really don't understand how anybody can be upset about how he's playing right now. What's going on, Leezy? He says, let's effing go. Eagles on God, F Carson Wentz. Yep, let's go. I like that. You know what? I don't know if you have a moderator, but you deserve one after that. I like that comment. Yeah, you get a mod for that comment. Lifelong Eagles fan here. I see McNabb, Vic, Foles. Now my hitter Hurts. Hurts is looking good, man. Hurts is looking good. My biggest critique to Hurts last year was he didn't improve that much. That the people he played got worse, and this week's schedule isn't helping me truly evaluate him. That's why I'm not sold. I mean, he's been far better than he was last year. So I mean, there's an obvious upgrade in his skills. There's an obvious uptick in his capabilities. The way that he's attacking the field, being able to hit the middle of the field, being able to hit all these wide receivers. I agree with you that I don't agree with you, honestly, because you can't evaluate what he's doing. And it's very obvious that he's gotten better. So it's hard for me to really sit here and be like, oh, the teams are just trash. That's why it's that. I don't think that. He's doing things that nobody else is doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just can't agree with that. I appreciate you, Lizzie. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Jalen could be the Phillies' best quarterback. Maybe. It'll be interesting. He's definitely going to be the most versatile. He's definitely the most versatile, right? He's got already 3 career games with over 300 yards and 50 rushing yards as well. I mean, nobody else has ever done that. He starts and ends the list. So, I mean, he might be. He's improved a ton this year. His flashes aren't just flashes. Exactly. He's going out there and putting on a full half of just dominance. And yesterday, he ended that game. Our running game was not ending the game. And he went out there on 4th down and made a very critical throw. I don't know if we have the faith or the confidence in him last year to do something like that. I don't know if we do. I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying I don't know if we do. Deck burrito. Yeah, deck burrito, you wild, bro. You are wild. What's going on, Lala? What's going on? Nah, you ain't late. You know what I'm saying? You just on time. It is what it is. We just chilling, man. I have not gone live in so long, so I really do appreciate that y'all even stopping by. It has been so long since I've gone live. I thought nobody was gonna be here. Devontae Smith, he's looking crazy. He's looking crazy. This team is just looking crazy. What's the difference between Dak and Hurts when he had CD? Gallup is not in there, surrounded by extreme talent. And people were saying Dak Prescott was a top 10 quarterback. So why can't I say the same thing about Jalen? I'm not denying that he has talent around him. I'm not denying that. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to go out there and put talent around him. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't think that that's a real excuse. That can't be a real excuse. You're supposed to put talent around your quarterback. If you guys want to join the Discord, I just pinned the link. Shout out to Unforgiven for putting that up. If you guys want to join the Discord, definitely go join the Discord. I'm going to start being far more active. I do apologize that I gotten so busy as of late. But also, join the Discord, join my other family, man, fanfield.io. If you guys enjoy, the interviews that I do here. Leezy, I know you said you're new, but we have a bunch of interviews with players, reporters. We just had Fran Duffy on last week. So we do our thing on here. So it's a lot of fun. Hurts is surrounded by talent and he's flourishing. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah, my biggest worry coming into this year, I keep saying my biggest and saying something different, but one of my worries coming into this year with Jalen Hurts and all this talent was he going to be able to, get the ball to everybody? And especially going after that first game, it's like, okay, if AJ Brown isn't available to go for 200 damn yards, then what happens, right? He answered that question week 2. Then he answered that question again week 3. This is a full team. They're utilizing everyone that they have. That's what you wanted to see. That's what you needed to see. Dank says, I love the vibe of this team. And that's what separates us from a lot of teams. That's what separates us from a lot of teams. A lot of teams have talent. Not a lot of teams will go to war for each other like we will. Not a lot of teams have that real, true brotherly love like we do. And you remember it from 2017. You remember it from the Super Bowl year. You remember when we loved each other, when it was next man up was truly more than just a mantra. It was a lifestyle for us. We were going out there and having each other's back. And that's what we need again this year. And I feel like we have that. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith makes it okay. We miss Justin Jefferson. I was so mad at Jalen Reagor. You weren't alone, Lizzie. You were not alone. It definitely makes it way better. And then seeing my guy Darius Slay just shut down Justin Jefferson made that even better. Thanks. So why does Carson get the love while Jalen does not? We play the same teams Washington does. Because they mad. He mad. Infamous is my dog, but he mad. He upset. He upset because Carson's getting exposed. Eagles did not lose to Joe. Did you see Jordan Davis eating yesterday? Jordan Davis did his damn thing. Did they give him a sack? Did they give him a half a sack? I want to say it was Fletcher Cox that finished it off, but did they at least give him a half a sack for that? Nah, they didn't give him a half a sack. But he was doing his thing, man. Jordan Davis was definitely doing his thing, man. That was very, very I was very happy to see that. He was definitely doing his thing. And that's what you want to see, man. This whole team is just getting used to each other, right? There's supposed to be that little bit of period that you're trying to get to understand how each other work and how each other play. I don't think that Jordan Davis came into the NFL as a finished product. I think that we all understood that. And I think that he's growing as well. So we're going to see what happens. I think he only had 17 snaps or something like that. But he had 5 pass rushes on 14 of his pass rush attempts. So he's growing. He's growing right before our very eyes, just like Jalen, just like the rest of this team, man. Howie Roseman saved his job. I was ready to walk from Sacramento to Philly to fire him. When I first started this channel, it's crazy the juxtaposition, because when I first started this channel, I think the first bit of merch that I made was like fire Howie merch, because I was so tired of him. So it's crazy. Now, he's the savior out here. Where are we going to have a real challenge? I think that, look, I think if you look at the Cardinals, that's going to be a tough game. I don't care how you switch that up. Okay, bet. I appreciate that, Unforgiven. But I think Cowboys will give us a tough time, especially if they have Dak back. You never want to push out division games. I think division games are always going to be tough. You're always going to fight. Obviously, we didn't have to fight that much this one, but I think going down the line, you'll see some fights. Obviously, the Packers will be a good game. The Saints have good defense, so that'll be interesting. There's going to be tests, but I don't think that it's going to be like, this team's way better than you. Can you go out there and beat them? I don't know if there is a team on this schedule right now that I feel is way better than us, or even just flat out better than us. I think we are comparable to a lot of teams. Maybe I'm hating. And I love to see Zach McPherson getting so much run. I like to see that. I feel like we're bringing him along, which is beautiful to see. But I would say, look, I think that we should re-sign James Bradberry. I think we should extend him for a couple years, see if we can get him for the low before he has a all-pro season. Because if he goes crazy this year, he's going to go out there and get a bag. Y'all ain't beating us in the link. Hurts has proved that he can win games with his arm. 2 weeks of 300-plus yards airing it out. It doesn't matter if the competition is not up to par. I agree, because when we went on our winning streak, he wasn't going out there putting up crazy numbers. It's obvious that he's gotten better. Do you think Miles Sanders should be used more? I feel like he's getting a good amount of touches. How many did he get last game? He had 15 carries, and so he had 16 touches. I mean, no, he just has to he has to take advantage of his touches. 3.1 yards per rush. That's not good. That's not good. And that's why I said kind of earlier, man, it's like, do you look at getting yourself another running back? Because I feel like, yeah, we're upset that we're not scoring, but you should be able to run the clock out. We have a very good run line. We have a very good offensive line when it comes to the run game, and we have a very good run game. So there's no excuse to us not being able to kind of soak the game out. 15 attempts for 46 yards. And if you take away his longest was a 13-yarder, so you say 14 for 33 yards. That's atrocious. That's horrible. And I like Miles Sanders, but he has to be better. He has to be better than that. Jalen Hurts only ran the ball 9 times, which, I mean, that's still a lot, and only got 20 yards. So they stopped our running game, and we were able to win. That's what we wanted to win. That's what I needed to see. Can you win without the run game being the marquee of the game? And he did that. So I don't know. That was my biggest question. And he did it. What's going on, Rylan? I hope I said that right. What's good, Philly? I love your show, man. Our boys looking pretty good. They looking very good. I appreciate that. And I'm going to try and come back to these lives. I know I've been so busy. I really do appreciate everybody that's in this live. I did not expect anybody to be in here. I thought I was going to be talking to myself, or at least Infamous. I kind of had a feeling Infamous was going to come in here and talk that talk. So I kind of had a feeling me and Infamous could talk, but I love you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. We need to boost that bruiser back from our practice squad to our roster for a game or two. Lorene, what's his name? LaMichael Perrine or something like that. Perrine, I forget his name. I wouldn't be mad at that. Do it. It's true. Do it. Bring somebody up. Bring somebody that could. Where's Jordan Howard? Bring Jordan Howard back. I'm cool with that. Is he okay? We stopped the running game and they got mossed the rest of the game. Facts. And that's the thing. I just wanted to see him win without the running game being the reason why. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Join the family. Share it with a friend. We out here. Based off the first 3 weeks, how many wins do you see us winning? Man, I say there's no reason why we can't win 12 or 13. And real Michael Perrine, thank you. I don't see why there's no reason we can't win 12, maybe 13 games. My preseason prediction when I went through each game, I said that 14, and then I brought it down to 12 because I felt like I was being a little bit of a homer. But I think somewhere in that range is very reasonable, very realistic. This is a very good team, and not only that, you see our schedule is not that tough. I think we're bottom 5, if I'm not mistaken, as far as traveling. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Drew Johnson in the building. Drew, what's going on, brother? What is going on? What is going on, brother? Drew, I appreciate you. You always locking in. You are always, if it's a video, if it's a live, I appreciate you. So I'm glad that you can make this live, man. I appreciate you for real. If all the 50-50 balls were incomplete, yeah, I would crucify Hurts, praise your wide receivers. Yeah, probably, maybe, but if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right? If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. That didn't happen, so hey, exactly. Dang, were they incomplete? They were. So we are where we are. We couldn't exploit injured secondaries last year. Facts, dang. That's what a lot of people don't get. Like last year, it was tough. Last year, there was games that were like, okay, if Jalen Hurts can throw, this is the game he should show it. This is the game that he should be able to show us that he has that arm. And there were games that I was very down on Jalen Hurts after some of his throwing performances. I never would have expected this type of beginning to the season. Never. I appreciate you. You real one. You're a real one. I appreciate everybody in here. He threw in a double coverage, dude, and got praised for it. That's a terrible decision. If you can make the throw, you can make the throw. I've seen plenty of quarterbacks make terrible decisions and it work out for them and they get praised for it. Shouldn't be any different for Jalen Hurts. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm very critical of Jalen, man. I'm not gonna, and I've said it throughout this live. I'll keep saying it throughout, until I get to that point that it's like it's just blatantly undeniable. All I need to see is just consistency. If he consistently is close to what he's been in his first 3 games, we have a damn good quarterback. We have a franchise guy. If he's not, then we'll talk about that as that happens. If he starts playing terribly, we'll talk about that as that happens. I won't avoid it. It is what it is, NFL is week by week. That's a good question, Infamous. That's a good question. I want to see us have to play a full game. We haven't had to. I wish that you guys would have gave us a little bit of a push, but you guys did nothing. Even when you got to the end zone, you did nothing. So it is what it is. I'm with you, Joe. Consistency. That's all I need, Lala. That's all I need from him right now. Just show me that you're going to be able to do this consistently, and I'm good. Miles probably won't have too many games over 20 carries, and that's okay. Look, between all of our running backs, right? You had 6, 15. You had 30 carries between all our running backs. We didn't get any yards, though. It's not a good don't get me wrong. We ain't getting no yards. We got 26. We had 72 yards on 30 attempts. That's not that good. That is not that good. But, at the end of the day, you're spreading out the touches, and that's what you want to see. Do you think the Jags is a win for us? Doug Peterson got them boys playing. Yeah, he got them boys playing. He definitely got them boys playing. Oh, my coffee here, y'all. Y'all need to get yourself a girl like mine. I'm telling you, because my thing just turned off. Did that turn off? My camera just turned off. Is it on? That's weird. Hold up. That's weird. Y'all reporting me? I don't want to see my ugly mug. Is that what's happening right now? I don't know what just happened. Y'all can hear me though, right? We having technical difficulties. Man, I don't want to end it without a video on. I was about to end it, but I can't do that to y'all. Turn it off and on real quick. All right, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know what happened to my camera. I have no idea. It's odd. It is not working. That is the weirdest thing ever. That is the weirdest thing ever. Hey, well, it is what it is. I appreciate everybody popping in. Let me see if I could at least do it like this here. Ignore that, you know, this is a crappy camera. It is what it is. We'll do that real quick. All right, is it back on? Look at that. Did she just fix it? Oh, we didn't fix it. It is what it is, but I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I really do love you guys, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat. This was fun. We are going to try and get back on here live ASAP. I promise you. We're going to get back on here. I'm not going to leave y'all like this no more. Get to see a little raw footage. Look, this is how it looks. See, my camera is amazing. This sucks. This camera, but I can't leave y'all without saying I love y'all. But y'all know what it is. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. I don't know which outro I want to play. Which outro should I play? Should I play the original one or the new one? Y'all heard the original one in the beginning. Let's play the new one. Peace.
Play football, I care less about all that other shit.
No matter about the locks we breaking in, shots we taking it, trends we making it. Don't you chat about the pot we baking in, the rock you playing with, it's all my basically. They scared cause the bird is out. I said that the word is out, it's getting ugly, it's going. Hurts the Brown and Quest touchdown, all for the division crown.